we really focused this week on coming and making our own atmosphere and having a bit of character about our performance. And I don't think we were real smart at times, and I don't think we executed great. And we're still a long way off, where I'd like us to be. But I thought that we showed plenty of character. We kept good field position on the back of red zone defence, and our line was good, and it was better than it was for periods last week. We'd done some good things last week in our defensive line, but we managed to sustain it for longer periods tonight.
So very much a step in the right direction.
Yeah, right. Yep. And I feel like we've done a lot of dumb things, and we still some of our execution of our football wasn't fantastic, but we were, in terms of how we want to play, we built the game at the start, and then we put a couple of tries on just before half time. Then we come back, we reset in the second half. We had good field position, and we built the game again, and then we put a couple of tries on. So it's a style of footy you want to try and play. You got to earn your right to play and earn your right for a win.
Given the second half that you had last week, how impressed were you with the second half in particular this week?
Yeah, it was improved from last week. Like the second half last week, we bombed a try in our second set, and with 6 minutes to go, we're in front 12-10. So we weren't that far off, but I thought tonight I was really happy with the last 15 minutes, how professional we were in terms of just trying to keep field position, stay down the other end of the field, and not self-destruct.
What was your take on the Sam Lasoni incident in the first half that's been put on report? Did you see it? What was your take?
Oh, I didn't see it clearly enough, but from initial I thought that he went with his shoulder and his elbow was down. So look, I need to watch a replay. Obviously, I've seen a few in the background.
And you said over the last couple of weeks that you've got a handle on what Leeds are doing, which is you sort of making it hard for yourself. Do you feel like you're not making it as hard for yourself at the moment?
Well, they're trying very hard to play what we've talked about and we've practiced to do. So they are trying hard to do that. But then a couple of things tonight. We got a couple of kicks wrong. We had them under the pump on the try line. Coming off their try line on tackle 4, we give away some sloppy penalties. So just a couple of those things. But look, we can't accept that either. Look, we've got to be happy with the win, but if we accept that, we'll continue to get it. So that'll be something that we'll be looking at straight away tomorrow.
Can you give us an insight into what you've said to Matt Frawley and how you've handled him? Because he looks, certainly tonight, last week, he looks like a different player than we've seen so far this year.
Well, just treat him with a bit of respect. He's an NRL player, so obviously he was down on a bit of confidence or whatever it might have been, but just been really clear with what my expectations are of him and what he needs to do. And it's, I think him and Brodie are striking up a good combination. Brodie can just worry about his running and his kicking, and Matt just sort of gets us around the field.
Are you asking them to take the line on more, or just when it presents itself?
Yeah, they've got to earn the right. And Brodie picked his timing tonight, and we just sort of half sent a message down about taking the line on that now's the time to really get into him, and and he come off his right and foot and scored it. But he's got that instinct, and he can see that.
It's been a while since we've seen James Bentley in Leeds colours. How's he got through that?
Yeah, I thought he was tough. Yeah, he worked hard, and for a bloke who hasn't played for a long time, he'd done a lot of work, and he was a nice injection, into the second half, especially when we wanted to have that defensive mentality and keep him, coming out of red zone.
So a big win, good win on the scoreboard, but are you a perfectionist, Brad?
It's very hard. It's very hard to get everything right in the game, and you've got to enjoy them while you can. And was it 36? I think, whatever the score was, we kept them to 6, which was great. And the good thing about it was, on the back of the dumb things that we did do, or the things where we shot ourselves in the foot, our response was good, which is what it needs to be. A couple of times we gave away some penalties or an error, and we managed to force a turnover two or three tackles later, or we defended the set and got ourselves back into rhythm. So sometimes you're not going to go through a game without doing anything dumb or because it's a tough sport, and they're under fatigue, and you're going to make some errors or get some things wrong. But it's how you respond to it, and that's the thing that we've focused on. And I thought their response was good.
Just lastly from me, how do you personally enjoy the wins? Do you allow yourself a beer or?
I just had a quick beer with the boys, but I've got too much work to get done tonight. There'll be no sleep and get ready for tomorrow. So, ready. We've got a big another 8 weeks ahead of us, and yeah. But I'm as excited as I'm going to get, and I am enjoying the win. But I'm on to what we've got to try and do next week now to get a win.
Cheers, bro.
Just on Matt, did you sit down when you first came in and talk to him about how his season had gone so far? Because he didn't hit the ground running. He's sort of a very slow build for him. Like he's been ups and downs.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was fortunate enough, and the beauty for a lot of the players, I hadn't seen a lot of what they had or hadn't done. So I'd only watched, over the last couple of weeks. But I just know Matt and his capabilities of what he done in the NRL. And he was sort of, he was in and out of NRL at times and played a lot of reserve grade, and always done a really good job. And he had some skill, a good skill set at that level. I just reminded him that's how I've seen him play, and that's how I need him to play.
And have you got your head around the small little differences between Super League and the NRL, particularly like video referees and things like that? Because it seemed like they were taking ages tonight.
Oh, they did last week too. That's just how it is. Like I haven't got any beefs with it. It just gives us a bit more of a rest, players a rest. Like the rucks are very, very slow at times, very slow, and that's the way it's played. I just got to adapt to it.
But is Nikolai okay? Looked a bit of pain.
Yeah, I think he's pretty tough, and out of respect to him and a bit of a reward, it was a 5-day turnaround, and he's a player that I really enjoy coaching. Actually, we were getting him off the next set, so it was a bit unfortunate. But I think he got banged up in the ribs, but he's right to play next week.
One of the comments you made in your first press conference about line speed and wanting the players to chase the collision. It seems from where we're looking, there's been a marked improvement in that area from what we'd seen before you were here. Are you pleased with the progress that
Yeah, well, the thing is, like I said, they're trying to do everything we're asking of them. The two assistant coaches have done a really good job as well driving that, and but we can only talk about what we need to do or how we need to play, but the players have got to want to do it, and that's the thing. The care factor is high, and they're doing what we're asking them to do, and they're supporting it. And we've still got to get better at it, but I thought it was a bit better tonight compared to, we've done it for longer tonight than we did for last week.
Just quickly for me, could I just ask you about James McDonald, because he seems to be a player who's particularly thriving with, trying to lead with some intent, particularly defensively.
Yeah, he was good. I was quite critical of a few things of him tonight, but that's the standard I'm going to hold him to, because I think he's a good player with a lot of potential. He gave away a couple of red zone penalties, and I know when I arrived here, he was he was our most penalised player. So we don't want him to lose that aggression, but he needs to be smart and do what's best for the team. But he does do a lot of good things.
That's 2 of the 10 games gone already. How are you finding the experience?
Love it. It's good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think what I'm enjoying is that the support and the level of help and understanding, and everyone buying in from the players to the staff, and everyone's sort of bent over backwards to make me transition as easy as possible. So, but it's one win, we can't get carried away. We've got a big couple of weeks coming up, and the good thing about it is that was off the back of a 5-day turnaround, and I was really pleased that it wasn't mentioned once, from the group or the staff, and that shows that they were just worried about being better than last week.
Is it still very much a fluid situation in terms of what happens at the end of the year?
Yeah, like I've said, and I've been honest with everyone all the way through. I'm open to possibly staying, but at the moment, I come here to do a job, and I need to make sure I'm doing that and focus on that week to week and where it takes us. But there's no reason that I'd want to be in a position to rush out of the club. It's a great club. I'm enjoying living here. It's tough without my family being here. You know, that's hard. But, you know, like, if the players play like that and we win all the time, it'll make it easier.
Right, just on the top 6 situation, you consider yourself outsiders, or you're right in there with a big chance?
Well, you've got to wait on what happens over the weekend with other teams. But the good thing about it is we're playing teams where they need the points as well. And so, like, and everyone's seen that as a negative, but I see that as a positive, because if we can take the points off them, that's points they don't get. So, look, I'm not worried about. We know what we need to do, where we need to try and finish, but we just got to make sure from the first week we were better tonight, and then there was stuff that we did tonight which was really good, and there was stuff that we did that we're not happy with. We need to be better again next week, and if that's good enough to keep getting the wins, well, we'll see where it takes us.